Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with a simple truth. Success isn't something extraordinary people achieve. It's something ordinary people achieve by doing the right things consistently. Today, I'll share 7 secrets about success that can help you create a life of purpose and achievement. Success often feels like a daunting mountain to climb, but the reality is that it's built on the foundation of small, consistent actions. The idea that you need to start big to make a difference is one of the biggest misconceptions about success. In truth, small changes done repeatedly can lead to massive results over time. This is the principle of compounding, and it doesn't just apply to money. It applies to your habits, skills, relationships, and nearly every aspect of life. Consider how a single drop of water over time can carve through rock. The power lies not in the intensity of the action, but in its consistency and persistence. The same applies to building a successful life. Every great achievement starts with a single step. Think about an Olympic athlete. Their gold medal isn't won on the day of the competition. It's the result of thousands of small decisions made over years. Early mornings, disciplined workouts, healthy meals, and mental focus. Each of these small actions on their own might seem insignificant. One workout won't make you fit. One healthy meal won't transform your body. But when you stack these small actions on top of each other, day after day, the results are extraordinary. The challenge lies in recognizing the power of these small steps, even when the progress feels invisible at first. The problem most people face is that they underestimate the power of small habits and overestimate the need for drastic change. They believe success requires a complete overhaul of their life, so they set ambitious goals that quickly become overwhelming. For instance, someone might decide they want to get in shape and commit to working out for 2 hours every day, but after a week of sore muscles and disrupted routines, they give up entirely. What they fail to realize is that starting with just 5 minutes of exercise a day, while it seems insignificant, would have been a sustainable starting point. Over time, that 5 minutes could grow into a habit that transforms their life. Another key reason small actions are so powerful is that they build momentum. When you start small, the effort required feels manageable, and each success reinforces your belief in your ability to improve. This is critical because success isn't just about doing the right things. It's about becoming the kind of person who does the right things consistently. For example, if you commit to writing just 1 paragraph a day, you'll not only produce a substantial amount of content over time, but you'll also begin to see yourself as a writer. This shift in identity is what drives long-term success. The compounding effect of small actions also teaches patience. We live in a culture that glorifies instant results, but meaningful success rarely happens overnight. It's the result of effort compounded over weeks, months, and even years. Imagine a bamboo tree. For the first few years after planting, there's little visible growth, but beneath the surface, the roots are spreading deep and wide. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, the bamboo shoots up, growing feet in a matter of weeks. That sudden burst of growth isn't magic. It's the result of years of unseen progress. Your journey to success works the same way. The small, consistent actions you take today may not show immediate results, but they are laying the groundwork for exponential growth later. Another benefit of starting small is that it minimizes resistance. When you try to make a drastic change, your brain often rebels. The effort feels too big, and the fear of failure can paralyze you. But when the change is small enough, it feels easy and achievable. This reduces the mental resistance and makes it more likely that you'll follow through. Over time, these small wins build confidence and create a sense of momentum, making it easier to take on bigger challenges. Lastly, small actions allow you to focus on the process rather than the outcome. Many people become so fixated on their end goals that they forget the importance of the journey. They want to lose 50 pounds, write a bestseller, or build a thriving business, but they overlook the daily habits required to get there. When you start small, you shift your attention to the process. Eating 1 healthy meal, writing 1 page, making 1 phone call. These small actions are entirely within your control, and focusing on them keeps you grounded and motivated. Small actions might not seem like much in the moment, but their impact over time is profound. Success is not about one grand gesture, it's about the countless small decisions you make every day. By starting small and being consistent, you harness the power of compounding to create results that are far greater than the sum of their parts. Over time, these small steps accumulate, and before you know it, you've climbed a mountain that once seemed impossible to scale. Your environment is one of the most powerful, yet often overlooked factors that influence your success. It shapes your behavior in ways you might not even realize, making certain choices easier and others harder. Often we attribute success or failure to willpower, but the truth is that the environment we live and work in plays a far greater role. The human brain is constantly responding to cues in its surroundings, and these cues subtly guide our action. When your environment is aligned with your goals, it becomes a silent ally, nudging you toward success. On the other hand, a poorly designed environment can be like an anchor, holding you back no matter how motivated you feel. Consider how simple changes in your surroundings can completely alter your behavior. For example, if you want to eat healthier, leaving fresh fruit on the counter instead of hiding it in the fridge makes it more likely you'll reach for an apple instead of a bag of chips. Similarly, if you're trying to read more, placing a book on your bedside table instead of burying it on a shelf can remind you to read a few pages before bed. These small adjustments may seem trivial, but they can have a profound impact on your habits over time. When you remove friction from positive behaviors and increase the friction for negative ones, you start to create an environment that works for you, not against you. The people you surround yourself with are another critical aspect of your environment. Your relationships have an enormous influence on your habits and mindsets, often without you even realizing it. Psychologists call this phenomenon social contagion, which means that behaviors, attitudes, and even emotions can spread through groups like a virus. If you spend time with people who are ambitious, hardworking, and positive, you're more likely to adopt those traits yourself. On the flip side, if your environment is filled with negativity, gossip, or apathy, it's easy to get pulled into those patterns as well. Surrounding yourself with people who embody the qualities you admire isn't just inspiring, it's a practical strategy for success. Your physical workspace also plays a significant role in shaping your productivity and creativity. A cluttered, chaotic space can create mental clutter, making it harder to focus and get things done. Conversely, a clean, organized workspace can help you feel more in control and ready to tackle your tasks. Even small details like lighting, noise levels, and seating arrangements can influence how well you perform. For example, natural light has been shown to boost mood and productivity, while loud, distracting environments can sap your energy and focus. By designing a workspace that minimizes distractions and fosters concentration, you set yourself up for success before you even begin working. One of the most overlooked aspects of environment is how it affects your energy levels. Everything from the food you eat to the colors in your surroundings can impact how you feel throughout the day. Bright, vibrant colors can energize you, while muted, calming tones can help you relax and focus. Even the temperature of a room can influence your ability to concentrate. Too hot or too cold, and your mind starts to wander. Paying attention to these environmental factors and making adjustments as needed can help you maintain the energy and focus you need to succeed. Technology is another area where your environment can either help or hinder your progress. While devices like smartphones and laptops are essential tools for productivity, they can also be major sources of distraction. Constant notifications, endless scrolling, and easy access to entertainment can pull you away from what truly matters. One way to create a supportive environment is to set boundaries with technology. For instance, you can turn off non-essential notifications, use apps that block distractions, or create tech-free zones in your home. These small changes can help you regain control of your time and attention. And creating an environment that supports your goals isn't just about eliminating distractions, it's also about adding positive cues that reinforce the behaviors you want to cultivate. For example, if you want to exercise regularly, placing your workout clothes where you can see them serves as a visual reminder to follow through. If you're trying to build a writing habit, setting up a dedicated writing space can signal to your brain that it's time to focus. These environmental cues act as triggers, making it easier to start and stick with good habits. Finally, it's important to remember that your environment is dynamic, not static. As your goals and priorities evolve, so should your surroundings. Regularly take stock of your environment and ask yourself whether it's still serving you. Are there new distractions you need to eliminate? Are there new habits you want to encourage? By continually refining your environment, you ensure that it remains a powerful tool for achieving success. Your environment is more than just the backdrop to your life, it's an active participant in your journey toward success. By designing your surroundings intentionally, you can create a space that aligns with your goals, supports your habits, and makes success almost inevitable. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter by letting your environment do some of the heavy lifting for you. Many people approach success with a heavy focus on setting goals. While goals are important, they often miss the bigger picture. Success isn't achieved by simply having goals. It's achieved by designing systems that ensure consistent progress toward those goals. A goal gives you a destination, but a system is what gets you there. This distinction is critical because goals, by their nature, are outcome-focused, while systems are process-focused. Success is built in the process, not in the outcome. When you shift your mindset from obsessing over the end result to refining the steps you take daily, you create a sustainable path to success. Think about it like this. If you're a runner preparing for a marathon, the goal is to complete the race, but the system is your training schedule. Without the system, the goal remains a wish, something you hope will happen. On the other hand, a well-designed system, consistent training, proper nutrition, and recovery, ensures that you'll be ready when race day arrives. Whether you're aiming to run a marathon, write a book, or build a business, success comes from focusing on the daily practices and habits that make progress inevitable. Another key benefit of systems is that they create consistency, which is the foundation of success in any area of life. Goals are temporary, they exist for a moment in time. Systems, however, are ongoing. They create routines and habits that become part of your identity. For example, someone who has a system of reading for 20 minutes every day becomes a reader, regardless of whether they've set a specific goal to finish a certain number of books. This identity-based approach to success is far more powerful because it's rooted in who you are, not just what you achieve. Focusing on systems also builds resilience. Goals can feel all or nothing if you miss a milestone. It's easy to feel like you've failed. Systems, on the other hand, are adaptable. If something disrupts your routine, you can adjust your system without abandoning your progress. For example, if your goal is to run 5 miles a day, but an injury prevents you from running, you might feel like you've failed. But if your system is simply to engage in daily physical activity, you can switch to swimming or cycling while you recover, maintaining your momentum. Ultimately, systems create a sense of momentum and mastery. Each small action within your system reinforces your ability to make progress and achieve results. Over time, these small wins accumulate, building confidence and reinforcing your commitment to the process. By focusing on systems rather than goals, you set yourself up for sustainable success, not just fleeting accomplishments. It's not about achieving one big win, it's about building a life where success becomes inevitable, because your daily actions are aligned with your long-term. Failure is often viewed as something to be avoided at all costs, but in reality it is one of the most valuable tools for success. Failure provides feedback, and this feedback is a gift. It shows you what's not working, where your blind spots are, and what adjustments you need to make to move forward. While it's natural to feel disappointed or frustrated when things don't go as planned, reframing failure as an opportunity to learn can transform how you approach challenges. Every failure holds a lesson if you're willing to look for it, and those lessons are often the stepping stones that lead to long-term success. The most successful people in any field understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of the process. When you try something new, whether it's starting a business, learning a skill, or pursuing a personal goal, you're bound to make mistakes along the way. These mistakes are not signs that you're incapable or unworthy. They're signs that you're growing and pushing your limits. Growth happens at the edge of your comfort zone, and failure is a natural part of that growth. Instead of fearing it, embracing failure allows you to move forward with resilience and adaptability. One of the key benefits of failure is that it forces you to examine your assumptions. Often, we go into a project or goal with certain expectations about how things should work. When those expectations don't align with reality, failure serves as a wake-up call. For example, an entrepreneur who launches a product that doesn't sell as expected might initially feel like they've failed. But upon closer examination, they might realize that they misjudged their target audience or failed to communicate the product's value effectively. This insight wouldn't have been possible without the experience of failure. By learning from what didn't work, they're better equipped to adjust their strategy and try again. Failure also teaches humility and builds character. It's easy to become overconfident when things are going well, but failure reminds you that there's always room to learn and grow. It humbles you in the best way, encouraging you to seek advice, collaborate with others, and remain open to new ideas. At the same time, facing failure builds resilience. Each setback you encounter and overcome strengthens your ability to handle challenges in the future. Over time, you develop a mindset that views obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to improve and innovate. Another important aspect of failure is that it helps you build self-awareness. When you experience a setback, it forces you to reflect on your decisions, habits, and mindset. Were you prepared enough? Did you put in the necessary effort? Were there warning signs you overlooked? This kind of introspection is invaluable because it helps you identify patterns in your behavior that might be holding you back. For instance, if you consistently miss deadlines at work, a failure to deliver on a project might prompt you to examine your time management skills or work habits. By addressing these underlying issues, you set yourself up for future success. Failure also encourages creativity and innovation. When your original plan doesn't work, you're forced to think outside the box and come up with new solutions. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in history were the result of failures that led to unexpected discoveries. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,0,0,0,0 ways that won't work." Each failed attempt brought him closer to the invention of the light bulb. This mindset of persistence and experimentation is crucial for success in any endeavor. Failure, when approached with curiosity and determination, can lead to ideas and opportunities you might never have considered otherwise. It's also worth noting that failure helps you develop empathy and a deeper understanding of others. When you've experienced setbacks yourself, you're more likely to be compassionate and supportive of others who are going through similar struggles. This ability to connect with others on a human level can strengthen your relationships, both personally and professionally. People are drawn to those who are authentic and resilient, and your willingness to embrace failure can inspire and motivate those around you. One of the most empowering aspects of failure is that it removes the fear of trying. When you realize that failure isn't something to be ashamed of, but rather a natural and necessary part of growth, you become more willing to take risks. This willingness to step outside your comfort zone is what separates those who achieve great things from those who play it safe. Playing it safe might protect you from failure in the short term, but it also limits your potential. Real success requires courage, the courage to fail, learn, and try again. Failure is not the end of the road. It's a detour that redirects you toward a better path. Each failure you encounter provides you with new insights, skills, and perspectives that you wouldn't have gained otherwise. By embracing failure as a teacher rather than fearing it as an enemy, you set yourself up for growth and success. The key is to approach failure with curiosity and a growth mindset, always asking, what can I learn from this? When you do, failure becomes a stepping stone, not a stumbling block on your journey to success. One of the most overlooked yet profoundly impactful elements of success is consistency. Many people get caught up in bursts of enthusiasm, pouring their energy into a goal for a short time, only to lose focus and abandon their efforts when the initial excitement fades. However, true success doesn't come from grand gestures or momentary bursts of effort. It comes from the steady, repeated actions you take every single day. Consistency is the glue that holds progress together. It bridges the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. And it's the invisible force that compounds small actions into significant results over time. Consistency works because it creates momentum. When you show up day after day, even with small actions, you build a rhythm that makes it easier to keep going. For instance, if you're learning a new skill, practicing for 15 minutes every day will yield far better results than practicing for 2 hours once a week. Each day builds on the one before it, creating a cumulative effect that drives improvement. The beauty of consistency is that it doesn't rely on perfection or extraordinary effort. It simply requires showing up and doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Over time, these small, consistent actions add up to something remarkable. Another reason consistency is so powerful is that it reinforces habits. Habits are the building blocks of success because they automate your behavior, reducing the need for willpower and decision making. The more consistent you are, the more deeply ingrained your habits become. For example, if you consistently wake up early to exercise, it eventually becomes second nature. You no longer have to wrestle with the decision to get out of bed or skip your workout. It's just what you do. This automation frees up mental energy and ensures that you continue making progress even when motivation wanes. Consistency also builds trust, both with yourself and with others. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, you prove to yourself that you're reliable and capable. This builds self-confidence, which is a critical component of success. On the other hand, when you're inconsistent, it can erode your self-confidence and make it harder to believe in your ability to achieve your goals. Consistency also impacts how others perceive you. When you don't deliver as they expect or report as hard, which also then creates that pride fallacy, People find you to be self-centered and patronizing. In professional and personal relationships, people value reliability. When you consistently deliver results, meet deadlines, or show up when you say you will, you build a reputation for dependability, which can open doors and create opportunities. One of the challenges of consistency is that it often feels unrewarding in the short term. The results of consistent effort are rarely immediate, and this lack of instant gratification can make it tempting to give up. For instance, if you're trying to save money, setting aside a small amount each week might not feel significant at first. However, over months and years, those small contributions grow into a substantial sum. The same principle applies to nearly every area of life, whether it's improving your health, advancing your career, or building meaningful relationships. The rewards of consistency compound over time. Success requires patience and faith in the process, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Consistency is also a powerful antidote to procrastination. When you commit to taking small, regular steps toward your goals, you reduce the overwhelming feeling that often accompanies big projects or long-term ambitions. For example, writing a book might seem like a monumental task, but writing just 1 page a day makes it manageable. Over time, those daily pages add up to an entire manuscript. By breaking your goals into smaller, consistent actions, you make progress inevitable and avoid the paralysis that can come from trying to tackle everything at once. Another benefit of consistency is that it creates resilience. Life is unpredictable and setbacks are inevitable, but a consistent approach allows you to weather challenges and maintain progress even in difficult times. For example, if you're building a fitness routine and an injury temporarily prevents you from running, your consistency in maintaining the habit of daily movement might lead you to explore other forms of exercise like swimming or yoga. Consistency creates a foundation that keeps you anchored, allowing you to adapt and persevere when circumstances change. Consistency also strengthens your ability to focus. In a world full of distractions, the discipline to show up consistently for your priorities helps you stay aligned with your goals. Each time you choose to take consistent action, you reinforce your commitment to what matters most. This focus not only accelerates your progress, but also helps you avoid the pitfalls of spreading yourself too thin or constantly switching between goals. Consistency brings clarity and direction, enabling you to channel your energy into meaningful pursuits rather than being pulled in multiple directions. Ultimately, consistency is about mastering the art of showing up. It's not about being perfect or never missing a day. It's about maintaining a steady rhythm of effort over time. Even when progress feels slow or insignificant, consistency ensures that you're always moving forward. The compound effect of consistent action is one of the most powerful forces for success. It takes time, patience, and persistence, but it's the surest way to turn small efforts into extraordinary results. Success is not a product of luck or chance. It's the result of intentional action, strategic thinking, and the ability to adapt and learn. Understanding the true nature of success requires looking beyond quick fixes and focusing on the small, consistent actions that, over time, build a foundation for lasting achievement. By designing systems, learning from failure, embracing consistency, and making deliberate decisions, you can unlock your full potential. Success is not a singular event. It's a continuous journey, shaped by your daily choices and the mindset you cultivate. When you apply these principles consistently, success will not only become attainable, but inevitable. The path to success may not always be smooth, but with the right approach, resilience, and persistence, you'll find yourself closer to your goals every day.